Hey, Kevin Lawrence here. Just thinking about the end of the first half of the year. You'll see in the blog this week, I wrote an article thinking about Ted Lasso and halftime at soccer games and how those are important times and especially a good chance to kind of change course if things aren't going the way you want. Or if they are going the way you want and you want to double down on certain things or tweak your plan based on learning or new information that you've had in the first half of the year. So it's a super important time as we head into summer in the northern hemisphere and unfortunately towards winter in the southern hemisphere. But the thing really to think about this week, I'd encourage you to take some time and really reflect as we're at that halfway point. And it's a time that you can change your plans or validate that they're the same. And the most important thing, and just talking about this with a CEO this morning, we're having a conversation about how they schedule their time. And like all of us, what they found is their weeks just vaporize and everything in their calendar gets full. And I shared that a lot of the CEOs, particularly the really strategic ones focused on growth, like to have maximum 2 days a week of scheduled time for internal meetings and things like that, so they can have time to work on other projects, build other relationships, and focus on growth. The hard part is if you don't block that time out, it vaporizes. So it's a time to think about things like that. The CEO is going to go and build out the plan for what their ideal week looks like again and try and reset their ideal week. And that's basically their allocation of their time and where it's focused, and not just the work stuff, but the personal stuff too. And they're even thinking about quarterly, what are the rhythms that they need to do to also be at their best and enjoy their life at the same time. So a principle to share with you, just to make it real simple, is going back to stuff out of your oxygen mask first. And we talk about work-life balance. The problem is it leaves out the self. This is the energy source, the battery power, if you would imagine if we were a battery-powered vehicle. And often it gets left out and squished out. And ideally, we want to have our best insurance policy for our own resilience and our growth is to have 10 or 20 or 30% of our best energy on ourselves, and then being really clear on what matters most in work and life. Now, this is logic. We all know it, but it's a hard thing to do, and this is a great time to recalibrate. And the tool that we use on a personal level, on a business level, there's tools that we use in scaling up in the one-page strat plan and your quarterly meetings on a business rhythm, which makes or breaks companies from what we can see, especially when it comes to sustaining growth. But on the personal side, for you as a leader, again, from Oxygen Mask First, there is your master plan, long-term, what's most important for you in terms of values and the work you do and what you don't. And then where you want to be in your lifetime, 3 years, and the next year. Pretty straightforward. That grounds us. But what we do with a lot of our clients is we go and check this out at this point and just reset what's important so we can have a better set or more calibrated set of goals for Q3. And in this example, this is a simple one page. If the master plan is a simple one page long-term vision for you in terms of work, self, and life, this is a simple one page reflection. How's it going in terms of work, self, and life? And how did you allocate your best energy? How would you reallocate it? And if you could reset it, what would you do? Just to reflect and take some time, whether it's by yourself or with a family member or a partner, whatever it is. And then go lock down again on what's most important. How much of your energy you're going to dedicate to work, self, and life over Q3. I normally have a whole bunch more on self and life because I have a lot of family and vacation time over the summer. And what's your single most important goal for work, self, and life? Now, you might stop there. That would be ideal. And then you get down to what are your other goals for work, self, and life that are high on your priority list? And then toads, things that you're procrastinating or dragging or putting off in each area. What's the habit you want to start? And what is the thing you want to stop doing most to free up and make more room for these high priority things? Again, it's not rocket science. It's just a discipline. And usually this goes better if you do it with someone else and kind of some peer accountability and hold each other accountable, coach, mentor, board member, partner, etc. So encourage you to take some time, half an hour, just to reflect over the next few weeks, and then set up a plan so that your Q3 is the best Q3 you've had. And ideally that's better and builds more momentum than your Q2 did. That's the game. How do we continually get better and better and better? Anyway, hope your first 6 months was great. And the next 6 months will be even better. All the best.